In the second part of the dimensions project, you will be creating a chair. So where we want to start is it's pretty much the same start that we did with the table. We'll go to our rectangle tool. The seat dimensions is going to be 18 by 18 inches. And then we need to give it some thickness. So push-pull 2 inches. And now we have our seat. As we mentioned before, we want to keep up with our dimensions. So 1.5 there, 1.5 there, that's correct. And also the thickness. And we got 2 inches there. So we're set to go with dimensions so far for this. Now we're going to move this entire seat up. So click on the select tool, go to click on control on your keyboard, select all connected, and then we can move this one. Oops. Let's do it again real quick. Select all connected, move, go to our move tool, and now we can just move it up a bit so it's not sitting on the ground. Okay. Now we need to orbit underneath the chair and create 4 legs as we did with the table. And so it's going to be 2 inches by 2 inches again. See if we can get this to move. There it is. Okay, 2 by 2. And then we're going to push-pull this down. And we're looking at 12 inches for this one. Okay. I'm not going to do the dimensions part with this leg. We already saw that in the table. So I'm just going to keep moving on. All right, once you have all 4 of your legs, now it's time to start putting spindles on this chair. So what I'm talking about here is we're going to use the circle tool. Click once, and then we are going to have a radius of 0.5, so half an inch. 0.5, enter. And when we put the dimensions in for this one, it's going to show up as 1 inch in diameter, which is fine. I'll take that as well. So it's the same thing. Okay, so now that we have one of the holes created for our spindle, we're going to take this, Command C, oops, click on it, Command C, Command V, hold on a minute here. I need to get off this tool. Okay. Command C, Command V. Okay, so we need to have at least 5 spindles. So the best thing to do is try to keep them as even and as evenly distributed as possible. But if they're a little off, don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay? So now I have my 5. Now what we're going to do from here is we're going to push-pull these, and we're going to go 24 inches for height. So 24 inches for this one. And we would continue this with all of these. So I'll do one more here. So 24 inches for this one. So you get the point. You'll go through and do all of those. Okay? And again, make sure you're marking your dimensions as you go along and to complete this. Now, we are looking to create a headrest. Dimensions for this headrest. So it's supposed to be 2 by 18. So we'll be creating a square again. And this is probably the most difficult part of this entire project, just because you're trying to move it into place and get this to work. Oh. So it needs to be 18 by 2 inches. Okay, so then from here, what we're looking to do, we got to push-pull this up, and the dimensions for that is 5 inches. So now we have our headrest. So as we talked about before, in order to select something, you got to go to Control, hit the Select tool, hit Control, Select, all connected. Now we're ready to start moving this into place. And as mentioned already, this is kind of the tricky part when it comes to moving things in SketchUp, but you'll get the hang of it. So the plan is to move this right on top of these. So when we click it, our goal is to have it as close as we can to this. I'm not expecting this to be perfect because I know how difficult it is to move objects in SketchUp, but do the best you can to try to get as close as you can so it's right on top of the spindles. Okay, so then once it's into place like this, make sure your dimensions are all correct. Take the screenshots or take the different add scenes and make sure I can see all the dimensions. And then you're ready to put this part too, turn this in as well in Google Classroom.